Hey everybody, this is Pooka, and with me is my good friend Josue, Crim, Rojano, and we are in the top 4 of the Cut Invitational. How you feeling right now?
Man, I'm telling you, I cannot be more excited. We all just took a little break. Everybody had a little bit of lunch, dinner, whatever, and we are back down to the top 4 players in the Cut Invitational.
Mm-hmm.
We have lost Justin Sanchez, Tsuyoshi Yamato,
Yassine
Seikoum, and finally...
who's our 4th player that we lost?
Well, let's look back at who was playing. Let's think. That was blank, blank, blank.
Feel bad that I'm drawing a blank.
Blankety, blank, blank, blank. Oh, geez.
Chris Fulop.
The guy who's standing right next to us.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I apologize.
Yeah, whatever. So we are going to get started here soon. We have Jason facing off against Yuta.
Yeah. Jason facing off against Yuta, and Sammy Seikoum facing off against Dylan Lefevre.
Yeah, and on the left we do have Jason Klaczynski, who will be playing against Yuta on the right. And then on the top portion of your screen, we'll have Dylan facing Sammy on the right. And so we'll have a view of both of the games, but we'll have more of a focus on Jason versus Yuta.
And it looks like they're ready to begin. Now, it's interesting to note that this is single game with no time limit. The players all agreed to do a single game with no time limit instead of the best 2 out of 3 with a 1 hour time limit.
Yep.
That's only done because we apparently did not give the correct information to the players, and some players chose deck choices based on the no time limit rule.
And also, it's kind of late. I mean, it's been a long weekend. Everybody wants to just go and relax. I know Yuta has somewhere to be soon, so we're just going to make this one game, no time limit. Hopefully there's some good games.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We hope that there's no donking going on, and it looks like there won't be. But we also hope that we have some great games and that the single game doesn't really ruin what could have been a potential championship run for somebody.
Yeah, now it's interesting to note that this is a rematch of top 4 in Worlds 2006. Jason actually played against Yuta, and Jason took him down on the way to his first World Championship, so maybe this is Yuta's chance for some revenge. Oh,
no doubt about it. Yuta obviously steaming for a while, and then he had the opportunity to become the champion himself and took it down. But now here we are now, both world champions.
Yeah.
1 2-time, 1 single time. And then on the other opposite end, we've got Dylan Lefevre, who is actually a world champion himself from the seniors division, and Sammy Seikoum, who unfortunately has not taken the world championships yet, but he has come very close multiple times.
I mean, he's made top cut every year except 2006. He's made top 8 a few times, and here he is, just the top 4 of our tournament too.
Oh yeah. And now going on to the games, we've got Yuta with Reshiram start. Has a Cynical and a Reshiram on the bench. Now, obviously, he does not play Ninetales, so we're not going to be seeing any bull picks on his bench. If he gets 4 Cynicals, he'll be very happy. And Jason start, obviously, once again, he's playing that really weird, really funky Mew EX Vileplume deck.
Yeah, Mew Prime.
Mew Prime. The Mew Prime is going to allow him to copy Muck's attack, which he just actually sent into the Law Zone.
Yeah, now hopefully Yuta actually knows what that does, otherwise we'll need a translator.
Yes.
Hopefully this is a card he's seen before. He doesn't seem to be too puzzled by it, so yeah, I think he knows what it does. He's well aware, and we'll proceed as normal.
Yeah, and we're seeing a relatively good start from Jason. This seems to be what he wants to do. As long as he gets a Vileplume into play pretty soon, he should be in great shape.
Yeah, now, I mean, there's that Reshiram with no energy just sitting on the bench, so this could be a problem for Yuta right away. Depends on how fast Jason gets out of Vileplume. If he gets it this turn, it'll be ugly. If not, maybe it won't be so bad, but yeah, it's not great when you have a Pokemon with 2 retreat and no energy on it when the Muck option is available.
Oh, yeah. Being able to just lock down an opponent's Pokemon like we saw Jason do earlier is unbelievably strong. Now, if you do it so early in the game, say turn 3, turn 4, or even earlier, then, I mean, your opponent is just not going to be in great shape. Let's be honest. So let's hope that this can be a pretty good game.
Okay, now Jason searches for Sunflora, which will allow him to search for another grass Pokemon this turn. So it'll be interesting to see what he gets. I would assume he'll go for Vileplume if he has the rare candy, but he'll probably go for Gloom otherwise.
Yes, sir. And on the opposite end, we're seeing Dylan Lefevre and Sammy Sekun play. We really don't have very much information on that game for right now because the camera is so far away from us.
Mm-hmm.
But from the looks of it, it looks like Sammy's setting up. It looks like Sammy's using it to set up, and he's got a couple of Cynicals and a Vulpix in play, I believe.
Yep.
And I think so.
It's a mirror match, so I mean, whoever gets out first is pretty much going to win.
Yeah, and in the single game match, it's I'm not sure who won that coin flip, but whoever did is at a huge advantage.
Mm-hmm. Now, it looks like Jason here has searched for a Gloom, so he will be threatening the Vileplume very soon, which is not good for Yuta because he has evolved his first Cyndaquil through Quilava. I'm not sure how many Quilavas he plays. If it's only one, he won't be able to get another Typhlosion out of this game.
Oh, boy. That's actually a good point.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great point. I didn't really think about that. He really needs to play his rare candy right away. The rare candy is crucial, as Kyle stated, because now at that point he's still got a Quilava whenever he needs it.
Mm-hmm.
But we're seeing a Gloom come into play, and also the Sunkern, I believe. The Sunkern searched out the Gloom.
Sunflora, yep.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sunflora. And the Vileplume is going to be coming out next turn unless some miracle happens.
Mm-hmm. Now, looks like he did Sludge Drag the Reshiram, so it's Poison and Confused. And that Reshiram stuck. I mean...
That's a plus power and a Junkarm for another plus power.
Probably play a Juniper, yep.
Juniper. So we're looking at 2 plus powers already in play. So that Mew already has 20 damage, I believe.
Yeah, looks like it.
I believe he got outraged at one point. So
yeah, he did for 20 damage.
Yes.
So it looks like he'll play a Pokegear. Just probably getting rid of trainers while he can.
Oh, yeah. That's a great play.
Grabs another Juniper. So there's 2 Junipers in his discard already and another one in his hand. So there's a possibility he might run out of steam if he runs out of things, but we'll see how it plays out.
And at the back table, it looks like we're having a Typhlosion already in play for Sammy, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And a Ninetales.
Yeah. I'm not sure who's going to take the first prize there. Dylan might. It looks like Sammy has a Cleffa active, so we'll see how that game plays out. Meanwhile, Yuta attaches to his Reshiram, probably realizing how stuck he is in this spot. And I think he just passed.
Yeah, let's see if that A-Pump comes into play one more time.
I don't know about that. Not too useful against the Typhlosion deck, but he does have the Vileplume.
Is there a Fire Energy in the discard right now?
I know, but there's always a threat. You know, he could play a Juniper, get fires in the discard. It's really not that difficult. But, yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, and there's the A-Palm.
There it is. I told you. My beloved A-Palm comes into play at just the right time.
I wonder if he knows what that one does.
Oh, boy. Let's hope.
Yeah. So, Jason does have Vileplume. He's got his full setup. I mean, what more could he ask for?
Yeah, if he had to choose an opening hand and, the way of game state he wanted to, the way he wanted the game to proceed, he would choose this. I really believe so.
It doesn't get much better. It'll be interesting to see what he does this turn, whether or not he'll actually use Tail Code, or will he attack with Yanmega? What's he going to do?
I would like to see him use Tail Code here, at least a little bit, just to kind of feel out his opponent's hand. Worst case scenario, his opponent retreats, and there is a Quilava, yeah. And worst case scenario, I mean, obviously the worst case scenario, the A-Palm dies, but best case scenario, you achieve the log immediately.
Yep, I mean, you would need Typhlosion, a way to get a fire in the discard, and then another fire energy, and then a flip heads for confusion just to knock out poor little A-Palm. So it's not looking too unlikely, so I could really see Jason using Tail Code again. It seems to be a theme in the games we see him play.
I told you. Tail Code's going to be the method to victory here.
Yeah, could be.
All right. Now, on the other end, we are seeing 6 prizes still left for Sammy. And I want to verify, but I believe that there's still 6 prizes left for Dylan as well. That Clef is still active.
Yeah, 6 for Dylan as well.
Yeah, that clef is still active, which I'm not exactly sure why Dylan hasn't taken advantage of
It
this.
looks like
Maybe it's
Dylan
just,
also has a clef active.
exactly. Maybe Dylan just really has to take his time to set up
Yeah.
and hope that his Cleffa stays asleep or something if he does end up having to eat.
I can see a
No,
mirror
his
match
opponent
coming
doesn't
down to
take the
that.
first
I mean, both players could, just be waiting for the other to make a move so they get the first knockout on each other's rush ram. It might come down to a reversal. How do you think the mirror plays out?
Well, I feel like they have almost unlimited rush ROM, so really the rush ROM losing shouldn't be that much of an issue. But as long as you have enough, junk arms and revives in your deck, however, you really don't want to fall behind in the prizes. Once somebody takes a prize in the Typhlosion Mirror, assuming that the opponent does not, that you do not falter on your, on your Typhlosion drops and on your hand size, and you get to, bring out a rush ROM every time that one of yours gets knocked out, you should be in great shape.
Yeah.
You're one prize ahead, and that one prize means the world right now.
Yeah, and it looks like Sammy does take the first prize. And looks like Yuta attached a fire to rush ram, and he tried to attack, and he got tails.
Wow.
So Jason's in quite a strong position here.
Still no Typhlosion in sight.
And Jason did 40 to a Quilava, and it looks like he does play 2 Quilava, so he will be able to get another Typhlosion out this game. However, it's important to note that if he evolves right into Typhlosion, that's also open to a Sludge Drag from Muck. 2 retreat cost, and he won't be able to use his power, so it could be stuck there.
And on top of that, you have the Jirachi to be able to de-evolve the Typhlosion once it's got 80 damage or more.
That's true as well. So really difficult spot for Yuta at this point. I mean, I don't know if he's ever come across a deck like this.
No, I mean, obviously he hasn't asked for translations yet, so I would assume that he has come across these cards at least. And to be honest, I don't think very many people have come across this deck yet. So
No.
Yuta seems to be just in the think tank, trying to figure out exactly what the right play is. And no doubt about it, he's going to try to find the correct play and try to pull out for the victory here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's not a whole lot he can do in this situation. He's burned and confused, or poisoned and confused, sorry. And he's either going to have to flip heads or retreat and then have a risk of that rush ram being stuck again. So he's in a weird spot.
Oh boy, it's poisoned and confused?
Yeah.
Well, don't we look silly after speaking about it in Burning Confused for the entire round? Round 2, I believe.
The poison marker looked red to me, so I thought it was burn.
And I just figured you knew more about cards than me. But
Usually
I thought it was poison.
Usually a good assumption.
Well, anyways, we apologize for that mistake. If anybody's, watching this in the correct order, and you guys were just sitting there like laughing at us because we kept wanting to figure out why the opponent's Pokemon was poisoned.
So it looks like Jason takes a knockout on Quilava, which is a really big hit to him.
Oh, yeah.
To Yuta. I can't imagine him playing 3 Quilavas in his deck.
No, I'm sure he doesn't.
So he'll be limited to 1 Typhlosion the whole game.
And there it is.
So where does he go from here? Does he retreat? Does he go for the outrage?
Well, I think you want to retreat here, don't you? Well, how much damage is on the rush room right
now? 80. So if he gets tails, it'll put him at 110, 120.
But if he gets heads, he doesn't knock out the Omega?
That's true. I mean, he could attach an energy and try to knock him out.
Yeah, at this point, I think as long as I have multiple energies in my hand, I'm just going to go ahead and try to do that. 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, then 130 on the bounce back, and he gets to snipe me on the way back. So, no, yeah. Oh, boy, this is a tough one.
I would actually just attach energies to my Typhlosion so that couldn't be dragged up, and then go from there. His biggest enemy will be the retreat cost. So he has to have enough energy on all of his Pokemon, and I think he's acknowledging this as well.
Very well played. Now, does that mean that he still goes for the attack here? And because an outrage really doesn't seem to make very much sense. Maybe even an afterburner would be a correct play.
Yeah,
and he's thinking about that as well. So obviously, if he gets tails here, he's going to be knocked out at the end of his turn. So that's a very big risk.
Right now, if you're looking at it this way, if